Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the 8th round of the season for the NAPA Truck Series. We're here at Kansas. Will Goss so far has swept practice and qualifying. Tyler Black is championship rival on the outside, and the green flag is out here at Kansas. Very good start for that 94. He's looking for his first ever win today, and man, this truck is looking like it's got the speed to do that. But he's got to fend off 40 other trucks versus Christian Vargas is already looking down low. Ryan Reed, Ryan Butcher down the inside, Tyler Black, and Aiden Shepard making a series debut, running very well for the number 78 for Breeding Enterprises. And Austin Rogers, yet again, putting together another performance that's way outperforming the equipment he's in, but he's really helping this Gatlin Downey Incorporated team, and he's just been putting on a show ever since he showed up in the series. Speaking of people who've been putting on a show ever since they came here, Cole Baker running up in the 3rd spot now after getting around Ryan Reed down the inside. Ryan Butcher following suit for Anjado. Anjado's had a little bit of a slippery couple weeks, but it seems like they're getting their traction back together, at least with the 70 and 80 teams. Because the Ford truck's been having its fair share of success with the Cup drivers and Cody Goforth, but other than that, Ryan Butcher and Austin Murray have been kind of lacking a little bit, as Ryan Reed seems to be struggling with his number 41 truck. Just looks a little bit too tight on that outside line, but it could also just be these cold tires because, you know, obviously they're not heated up yet. But Vargas trailing Goss, but Goss so far has just been looking like the dominant guy this weekend. I honestly don't know if he's going to win because draft is so dependent, but we can see as Cole Baker going down the inside of Vargas, Butcher's going to follow him. Tyler Black going to either work with his teammate or go right around him. And yeah, Goss, Baker, Vargas, Black, and if I can find him, Samuel England is a little bit deep down the pack, battling with Nick Pericles, Malik Nevins. Those guys have been the main contenders for the championship. There's a couple others that are in there, like Ben Crouch, but they just haven't been as consistent as some of these guys. But man, Samuel England is looking like he's having a rough day in that S3 truck. Xavier Richardson goes down his side, and that's actually a very good run for Mr. Richardson right there. Nick Breening as well, following right behind him. And look at Jeff Bolton in the number 76. Running insanely well. He's running right behind Jordan Fisher. That's a Cup driver, and he's going to go right down his inside. And he's going to make the pass. Austin Murray running very well for Anjado as well. Austin Rogers, like I said, already gave him a little piece. But Cole Baker right on the back of Will Goss's rear bumper. Will he make a move down the inside? He's got the speed. He's got to run for it. Maybe in turn 1, that number 77 Rockstar Energy Raptor can go down his inside. And there he goes! Cole Baker down the inside of Will Goss. And he's going to complete the pass like it was nothing. Ryan Butcher, though, is going to be next in line if he's going to want to make a pass on Baker. Vargas going to take the opportunity at Goss. Everyone's going to take an opportunity to pass Will Goss right now, but he's been the fastest guy out there, and he just made the outside stick. I don't know if it's just because the tires came in or into temp or what, but Will Goss was actually the first guy I've been able to see do something around the outside. As that battle for the lead happens, Ben Crouch, one of the top guys in points, running a little bit lower down the grid. Same with Ryan Acosta, running next to Ryan Dagby, right in the middle of the pack here. These guys really missed the setup this week if they're running mid-pack, and Ryan Dagby, he just signed an extension with S3, so he should be feeling pretty confident no matter what happens this year. But that team has had some reliability issues. Larry Hagan doing a very good job for this number 88 team. Griffin Lapo McDermott going full-time in this number 13 truck, and Logan Cloud around his outside. He's been doing a very good job this year. That doesn't really seem like it on paper, but he's usually up near the front at some point in the race. So I count that as doing a good job throughout the year. Just got to close the deal because some of these guys are rookies. And they don't have any experience at any of these tracks. So if they're going to crash, it's because they're new to these things. So give them some slack. Malik Nevin's most definitely not a rookie, though, going down the inside of Austin Johnson. Your Laguna Seca winner right here. Running in the 16th position. Aiden Shepard holding his weight up here in P11, actually. It says, but yeah, it didn't update. He's P14 now. Nick Pericles, apologies, P13. Austin Miller, P12. And he's been saying that he's having fun in this truck. Every single week, he's just gaining experience, having fun. I believe he's also going to have a cup ride with Malley Motorsports here pretty soon. It was just announced. So good for Miller moving on up in the grid. But right now, he's battling with Jordan Fisher, who drives those cup cars on a weekly basis. So that's got to be a good look for Miller right there. Blake Warren inside the top 10. Doing a pretty alright job for Flipside. He's had kind of a quiet year compared to previous years. This year's everyone thought it was going to be his breakout year, but it doesn't look like it was going to be that way so far. Jeff Bolton right behind Ryan Reed. He's just basically tailing him, waiting until turn 1 to pass. As there he goes down the inside. There's a clean-looking Dodge Ram right there, number 76 passing Ryan Reed, another very clean-looking truck. But up to the lead, Ryan Butcher continues to lead. Will Goss had the lead, but he just got passed back by Ryan Butcher. It's going to be a little bit of a flip-flop until these pit stops come in around halfway. But yeah, these guys so far are just duking it out. And Will Goss trying to catch up to Ryan Butcher, but they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Black just sends it down the inside. He's going way up the track, and this is going to allow Baker to go down the inside of Vargas. Murray and Rogers also caught up from that, but man, Tyler Black sent that down the 94's inside. Goss was trying to do it right back to him, but Black's just driving it really deep in the corners. Goss is going to get him out of turn 4 this time. If he can get his nose under him, and he can. But Ryan Butcher is loving this. He is pulling away from these guys. And Will Goss gets by Tyler Black again. Non-stop action all over the racetrack. These guys double file for 3rd place. Austin Murray trying to get up to his teammate up in the number 80 car. And like I've said, Anjado was having a little bit of a slippery start to the year, but it's looking like they're getting their stuff together right now, at least. But Kansas, I knew it was going to be a good track for these guys because they've been pretty decent on the intermediates all year with the 4 trucks. So I would think that they just use notes from there and put it in the 70 and 80 trucks. But Will Goss, seeming to be the fastest man out there, running down Butcher once again. It just looks like Goss on older tires. His truck is able to stick the bottom way better than anyone else on the racetrack. And that's definitely going to help him in the long run if he can reach the bottom better than anyone else. Because the short run speed is one thing, but if you can hang with the draft on older tires, you're going to win this race. And that's what this 94 team probably aimed for in practice, because they went P1 there, and then they went P1 in qualifying trim. So this is just a really good truck that they built for this kid. And he's going to go right on the back of Ryan Butcher and try to get him in turn 1. He's trying to build a run down the front stretch. Down the inside goes Will Goss. And he's going to get Ryan Butcher. Butcher goes way up the track. And all that clean air that Butcher just had is gone. Things have seeming to stagnate here. This Cole Baker trying to have a little bit of a look on Butcher. He's probably going to try to get him in turn 1 with the run he's going to get out of this corner. Maybe not, actually. But either way, throughout the field, a little bit stagnant. Nick Pericles, though, doing a really good job for Breeding Enterprises. Getting around Austin Miller. As Jordan Fisher, he's really not having as strong of a run as I thought he would have. I thought he'd be, obviously trying to, or not trying to, because everyone's trying to win the race, but at least up there winning this race, because this 4 has been strong the past couple weeks, especially at Homestead. And, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with Fisher. They may have missed the setup today, but either way, he's still keeping the truck clean and running just outside the top 10, so it's not terrible. But Nick Breeding actually doing a very good job. He's pretty close to his teammate right now. Logan Cloud getting a really good run down there, just knows that. But yeah, Nick Breeding, it was looking like he was having some growing pains until at least this week. He's looking pretty fast today because he's blown by all these guys on the long run. He was way back here with Ryan Acosta not too long ago. But he's coming back up the field trying to get into the top 10. And right now these guys are just battling it out for every position that's on the racetrack. And no one is showing any mercy, but AJ Jones down here, he's had kind of an up and down year. He got his first win, of course, for Young Motorsports, no doubt. But this is also a brand new team with no alliances. So it's going to be difficult to try to get a rookie and then go into these races and perform well every week. AJ Jones just signed a contract extension, like a lot of some of these guys, just signed with a lot of teams. And he's just trying to be comfortable in this truck. It's going to be a learning experience for AJ, but he's a phenomenal driver, as we've seen on the racetracks throughout the year so far, as he was leading the points at one point. But man, did you see the run that Nick Breeding just got on Austin Miller? That was insane coming out of turn 4. I haven't seen a run that big since since I think Goss got up to Butcher. Speaking of that, Goss still leads, and yeah, everything's seeming to chill out right now. But we'll go through another run through the field and then come back to you. So right now, Xavier Richardson in the pits, possibly for a blown tire. We'll see what happened there, actually. But other than that, Thomas Lipscomb a little bit off the pace, but this is a new team. They got to learn. They just got a partnership with S3, so they'll be okay. Cody Smart doing a really not good job. He's doing a pretty poor job for Malley right now. The Monster Energy truck, Bob Burns, Austin James, and Jordan Presto. Presto was impressing earlier on in the season, but it just doesn't look like they have the truck to contend right now. And Christopher Jones also not having a very good day, to say the least. Kyle Springer running 33rd position. Lane Sanders right on the tail of TJ Smith. And they're just at the end of this little pack right here. Dewey Schramm, he's been running amazing the past couple, few starts that he's had in the series. But right now, not looking too good. Zachary Bilson slipped way down the field. J.D. Martin not running where he should. Just doesn't look like they have a strong truck. Same with Samuel England, but man, that is a surprise that he's way down here. He's always up front, so they must have really missed something on this 56 this week. As he goes out on the inside of Austin Johnson, who wore his tires out. Larry Hagan running P25. Eric Monaco running P24. Sebastian Kuklon, also one of those guys that is in the championship conversation, but it's just not running very well this week. But this could be a good thing for Kuklon if he's ahead of England at least, because it helps him in points. Ryan Dagby, already talked about him, running all right as they're fixing the tire on the 26. Aiden Shepard, Ben Crouch, Griffin McDermott, and yeah, that's it so far. But we'll get back to you soon. We'll check on what happened with Xavier Richardson as Christian Vargas takes the lead back. Coming out of turn 4, he was right behind Sebastian Kukulon for about 23rd place. And the tire just cuts right there. And he has nowhere to go but just on the apron and coast around. And England really got slowed up by that, and that's why he lost so many positions. But yeah, Xavier Richardson, this is why he was in the pits. He blew a left front tire coming out of turn 4. What a shame. He's running very well for this team. Running around mid-pack is not ideal, but it's a very good run for what he's done for the last few starts he's had. Unfortunately, he's going to be about 4 laps down at the time of the current green flag. This is the pass that Christian Vargas made from Will Goss for the lead, and he stalked them for about 4 or 5 laps just to make this pass. And Christian Vargas, him, Cole Baker, and Ryan Butcher, including Tyler Black, I will give him credit, but so far those guys have really been the only ones to give a challenge to Goss. Not even Austin Murray, who's ahead of Cole Baker. It's just looking like Goss has the better car right now, or better truck I should say, but definitely a better handling race car for sure, as he's getting passed by Murray right there. But we'll take you back to the current race. We're back live, and Austin Murray is going to take it right down the inside of Christian Vargas. Right as I was talking about, he was one of the only ones who, well, as he really shallowed up, there's a truck stopped on the apron. It's Larry Hagan. He's off the track now, but everyone got really stacked up because of Hagan. And there might be a caution for that. Let's see. No caution for Hagan. Stopped on the apron. Wow, surprising. But these two are coming in for pit stops, Vargas and Goss. At the same time, this could shake up the whole entire field order, these pit stops. And this barefoot septic truck has been very fast all day. It would be amazing for Vargas to get a win here today. For Tommy Roberts, as Goss and Vargas stop into the pits, we're going to check on current leaders right now to see if they're going to dip the pit road. Logan Cloud is most definitely going down, and there he goes, Austin Murray down there, but Tyler Black staying out. I don't know if that's the best idea, to be honest, but we'll see how that pays off for them, as Vargas is now leaving pit road. Austin Miller was staying out as well. There's a lot of guys actually staying out a couple laps longer than the leaders. I don't know if that's too smart, but the overcut has worked a couple times this year. At Homestead, Cole Baker did the overcut and won the race because of it. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go back to Vargas, as he pulled a big lead from Goss. Goss is about 4 seconds back from Vargas just off of one pit stop. Oh man, I wonder if that 94 team screwed up the stop, but either way, Vargas came out with the lead, and it's up to Goss to try to catch back up to him. As we're going to watch this race off pit road, we're going to go to Austin Murray and see where he comes out. As he comes out of turn number 2, there's Christian Vargas passing Cole Baker, and he might actually beat Vargas out of pit road. I don't actually think so. Vargas has just too much speed, but man, Austin Murray made up actually a lot of time on this leader just by overcutting. He's got 2-lap fresher tires and the draft of the leader. So Austin Murray setting himself up to have a really good finish, if not winning this race. We'll see. Don't want to commentators jinx him, as these guys should come out pretty good as well, because they did the overcut, depending on how well the pit stop was. But yeah, man, Austin Murray really working that overcut to perfection. 70 team made a good call in that strategy. Cole Baker getting around Tyler Black. Will Goss just also going on the inside of Tyler Black. And I don't think he's going to make a move on him. Actually, there he goes down turn on the inside in turn 1. Will Goss on Tyler Black, and he's going to get him. And that is first and second in the championship standings. Tyler Black currently the points leader heading into Kansas. And right now, if they finish where they stand, it's going to be pretty stagnant, to be honest, because they are right on each other. But Black is waiting for those tires to come in and heat up, as he's losing time to the 94 and 77. But these two up here are going for it. Murray down the inside on the fresher tires. And Murray's going to get it coming out of turn 2. But now they're coming up to lap traffic. This is really going to be the test for these guys, as the lap trucks, they usually give up, but sometimes they don't, as we've seen throughout the season so far. And it's really affected some things that have happened this year. And speaking of things that have been affected, Aiden Shepard on pit road. Aiden Shepard stopped in his box and parked there for about 5 laps. As he overshot it a little bit, had to back up, but I think his truck might have stalled in that pit stall, as there it goes. Either ran out of fuel or stalled. So Man, that sucks for Aiden Shepard. He was on a really good run for breeding, but hopefully he gets back out on the racetrack. So far, Murray using this clean air to his advantage. 70 did pull away from the 21 a little bit, more than we've seen people pull away without having an on-track battle. Will Goss is catching these guys slowly every lap that the tires kick in. Nick Breeding doing an amazing job. And one of the trucks he owns is right behind him. There's Nick Pericles in the number 48, Malik Nevins P9 doing a great job for Hydra. He started really deep in the field. Glad he got himself up there. Austin Miller doing an amazing job for Flipside. Running the rest of the season in the number 37 OK Tire. He's just trying to gain experience. Hoping to get a ride, hoping to get signed in. Flipside have shown interest in making the 37 driver the first development driver for Flipside. But we will see as Logan Cloud goes down his inside. Blake Warren around P12. Griffin Lapo McDermott running really well. P13 just ahead of AJ Jones. Ryan Reed P15 ahead of George Fisher. The Ford team actually did mess up their pit stop, and that's why they're running here. Sebastian Kukulon made his way a little bit further up the field. I think this is not where he ideally wants to be, but it's further up in the field than he was, of course. Ryan Dagby, P18, Zachary Bilson, P19, and Ryan Acosta, P20. This guy is no joke. They just missed the setup or something on the 63 this week after we got the terrible news that Joseph Swigley Racing wouldn't be returning to the series. It's a shame because this team is usually pretty fast. They weren't the best last year, but they made a lot of improvements. They made a lot of facility changes, but as the yellow comes out, but very sad that Joseph Swigley Racing is shutting down, but we got to find out what the caution was for. A battle for position on lap 38. Lane Sanders just sends it into JD Martin. And I'm sure those two will have a word after the race or something, but JD Martin's truck looks pretty relatively unscathed. He actually just hit the outside wall a little bit. But his truck should be fine unless something in the hood popped up, which it looks a little bit like it. But we'll get an onboard of Sanders and Martin to see both of their perspectives and see what happened first. On board with Sanders, he just gets tight at the same time that JD Martin checks up. And he's back there spinning while Sanders is either apologizing on the radio or cussing out someone on his radio because the 38 came down on him. Things that go through racers' minds are hilarious, but we'll get on board with the 38 to see what happened from his view. Yeah, just going into turn one, Martin had the lane and Sanders, no pun intended, came up and just knocked him into the wall. He does have a little bit of fender and side damage, and Austin Johnson almost ran right into the 38, man. But yeah, JD Martin probably not too happy that he's got a little bit of a wrecked race truck, but could have been way, way worse for that number 38 truck. Coming to the first caution flag restart of the day, Austin Murray leads. Nothing really changed in the top 10. I think they pitted for tires and nothing in the order changed as Murray doesn't really get that good of a start against Lipscomb. He's actually in the wall that time by. Austin Murray really trying to win this race for Onjad. It would be a great win for the struggle that this team has had. Not really struggle, but a little bit of a lackluster performance that this team's had the past couple weeks compared to their expectations at least. And Vargas and Goss are going to get around just fine. Hopefully no one comes up on Cole Baker nor any of these guys and causes a wreck. But man, these guys really have to be careful with this much lap traffic because this could end up really bad as Lipscomb checks up. And TJ Smith gets right on through there. He's a lap truck, of course, but yeah, he's getting right on through there. Tyler Black's going to use the middle. He's just trying to get clean air and get around these slow trucks. But the inside line's a little bit too strong on new tires. And Will Goss going down the inside of Christian Vargas to take second place. And Austin Murray pulling away right now. That guy is absolutely checked out from second place so far. And this track is really draft dependent, so Austin Murray might have just won in this race, but I really don't want to commentators curse him because Will Goss is right there already. So I take back everything I said. I thought he checked out. But let's look back at these guys. Right now, Nick Breeding got there pretty smoothly. Malik Nevins did a really good job. Logan Cloud, AJ Jones. But right now, I think we have a battle for the lead brewing as Will Goss is right on the tail end of the 70. He's going to go right. He's going to try to peek his nose out. He's going to scare the 70 a little bit. And then he's going to go down the inside down in turn 3. Will Goss trying to get his first ever win. Taking it from Austin Murray down the inside. Aiden Shepard's a lap truck. We don't really need to worry about him. But either way, he is really fast right now. He's going to help Austin Murray, actually, for the time being. And Will Goss, while there is draft behind him, he is the leader. And that's a pretty comfy spot to be with this many laps remaining. Will Goss doing an amazing job for Flipside so far this year. P2 in points. He might score him his first win here at Kansas and pull off the sweep for the series because he topped practice, qualifying, and is now leading the race. We're going to go through the top 10. Logan Cloud, Nick Pericles, and Ryan Reed rounding out the top 10. AJ Jones just fell outside of it. Samuel England has actually recovered to a really nice 12th place compared to where he was, but Cole Baker slid all the way back to 13th because of the lap traffic. Zachary Bilson actually running pretty decently high up so far. Single Z's had kind of an off year compared to last year because they were in the hunt for the championship last year, but Bilson either way is still a very talented driver, and Single Z, very happy with him. Austin Miller and Dewey Schramm and Eric Monaco running P15 through 17, all rookies. Griffin Lapo McDermott get passed down the inside by Lane Sanders and Blake Warren and Ryan Dagby. And it's such a mess back here, no one knows what to do. We got to get back up to the lead battle because we're getting up to a handful of laps to go. Will Goss and Austin Murray have checked from everyone else so far, is what it's looking like. Tyler Black just got around Christian Vargas, though. That could be big for Tyler Black. But Goss, keeping it steady in the clean air. All he has to do is make 5 more laps around this track. When he sees lap 54, that's probably going to be the longest lap of his life. Going into turns 3 and 4, Goss has ran really well in the Hardy Series for the starts he made for Hydra. Unfortunately, that relationship will not continue in the Hardy's National Series. And Goss is really loyal to this Flipside team. He said, I really wanted nothing to do but win races and make my team proud. So far, he's doing that, but Murray's catching right back up to him. He's got draft help from Tyler Black. I don't know, this might be a little bit close. It doesn't look too exciting to you guys, but to these drivers, I know these two behind him are pushing their hearts out, and Will Goss's heart is beating real quick right now. Murray sends it into turn 1. He's right on the bumper of the 94. Tyler Black, he's going to try to go down the inside of the 70, I believe. No, he doesn't have the run. But these three, the top 3 in the race, under a 3/10 blanket. Murray gets tight in the dirty air. Will Goss. Tyler Black going to go down the inside. 2 laps to go for number 94. Or I'm sorry, 3 laps to go for number... Oh, sorry, Jesus, the ticker won't update. 2 laps to go. Tyler Black's down the inside. There's so much going on. And Will Goss is leading the race. He's going to pull away so far. We're coming to the white flag. Tyler Black might have just sealed this race for Will Goss. Is Ryan Butcher doing a really good job for Anjato. And Austin Murray going to go right back down the inside. White flag is in the air for Mr. Will Goss, the young rookie out of Ohio, racing for Flipside. Right now it's looking like he's on a 1-year deal, but he might just have that change today. Coming into turns 3 and 4, Will Goss is going to win his first ever race. Coming out of turn number 4, William Goss from Ohio is a winner in the NAPA Truck Series. Congratulations to Will Goss on his first victory. There must be a lot of emotions going through this man's head right now. Very young guy, very talented. So glad to see him succeed. Will Goss in the number 94 truck, winning at Kansas Motor Speedway. As the results go down your screen right now, this race was amazing, guys. At least to me up in the commentator's booth. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys next round at Irwindale. That will be next week. That should be a very exciting race under the lights at a short track in California. Can't get much better than that. Will Goss a winner today. But you guys are all the winners in my hearts. I'll see you guys next week at Irwindale. Until next time, goodbye.